I recently got married to my husband Franco, 27, male. When I say recently, I literally mean that it happened a few days ago. It was nothing fancy, just a court wedding followed by a dinner that was attended by our friends. I was happy. I was excited to start a new life with my husband. He had been pretty against marriage, so I was elated when he told me that he would like to marry me. I was the happiest girl in the world after marrying him. That happiness literally lasted for 2 days. Just 2 days after getting married, my husband fooled me into attending his ex's wedding. I say fooled me because I didn't actually know that we were going to his ex's wedding. His ex-girlfriend, Grace, 26, female, had left him for someone else. She had cheated on him. I don't know why he took me to his ex's wedding. His ex wasn't happy to see him. She looked scared and panicked as soon as she saw me and Franco walk into the reception. I was shocked when Franco called Grace by her name and started on a rant about how she had missed out on a great man because he had already gotten married. I can't tell you how blindsided and embarrassed I felt. I would have never gone along if I knew that the friend he was telling me about was actually his ex. Franco had told me that a very special friend of his was getting married 2 days after our wedding, and he really wanted to attend it. I was reluctant to go to someone else's wedding so close to my own wedding, but my husband insisted so much that I gave in. I had argued that since we were going to have a small court wedding, we wouldn't be tired and have time to attend another event so close to our wedding day. He was right about that, so I agreed to go with him. Franco had been exceptionally happy and excited about this wedding. He got himself a new suit and even bought me an expensive dress that I would be wearing. I was a little uncomfortable about this because my own wedding dress was half the price of the gown he bought me. Franco brushed off my feelings by telling me that he would like to show me off to everyone there and make them jealous. He also said it didn't matter if my wedding dress was plain and simple, because no one was going to see me in my wedding dress anyway. I will admit that I was hurt about it, but his logic did make sense. I wish I had known that he was doing all this just to make his ex jealous. I never would have worn the dress, let alone gone to the wedding. I would have made him return it and possibly attend therapy to get over this weird obsession he has to take revenge against his ex. I have been completely embarrassed and humiliated at this wedding. When Grace and her husband were yelling at us to leave and telling us that we had no right to show up uninvited, I was shocked beyond words. I didn't know that Grace hadn't even invited Franco, let alone asked him to bring me along. We had literally shown up uninvited to his ex's wedding. First, I thought there was some confusion or misunderstanding, but when Franco went on a rant about how Grace has missed out on a great guy and lost a good man, I felt like I wanted the ground to swallow me. Never have I ever felt so humiliated in my life before. Everyone was watching this scene unfold, and I could feel their stares even if I didn't have the courage to look around and see. Franco didn't care about the stares, though. He was basking in the attention as he told his ex that he was married and already off the market, so Grace is going to regret her decision for the rest of her life. Everyone was whispering about it, and I heard some comments that basically made me want to disappear for good. I was actually frozen from shock in the beginning, and only started to act when I heard the groom tell the best man to call security. Franco was still ranting and telling Grace that she had made a big mistake by marrying someone other than him. Grace was in tears at this point and kept telling Franco to leave and not spoil her special day. She even said that she was happy he found someone, and he really doesn't need to ruin her wedding like this. The groom, of course, was super mad and immediately told Franco to leave or he would beat him up. He would have actually beaten my husband up if his wife wasn't stopping him. I guess she didn't want her husband to get into a fight on their wedding day and somehow get accidentally injured or sent to jail. When I heard them call security, it was like a switch went off in my head. I started to beg and plead with Franco to leave and stop making a scene. I tried my best to drag him away, but he is much stronger than me, so I wasn't able to move him as much as I wanted. In the end, the venue security came in and threw Franco out of the venue. Yeah, they literally picked him up by his suit and dropped him out of the venue gates. They even said that they would call the cops for trespassing if he tried to come back to the wedding. They were kind enough not to touch me or behave rudely with me, but this entire experience has scared me mentally. I was so shaken up that I didn't say anything to my husband the whole ride back. He didn't speak to me either. That night, we slept in separate bedrooms. I didn't want to be in the same room as him, and he didn't protest when I picked up my pillow and went to the guest room. The next morning, I felt awful after waking up. Franco was acting normal, and as if nothing had happened. I just couldn't keep my feelings bottled up anymore. I started to yell at him and asked him what on earth he was thinking, crashing his ex's wedding like that. I also laid on to him for fooling me into thinking this was some special friend, when in reality this was his ex. Franco just brushed me off like all this was no big deal. He said he needed to show me off to his ex and say some things to her that he had been wanting to say for a while. He actually tried to claim that I should be happy that he let go of his bitter feelings so that we could start our marriage on a clean slate. I can't believe he tried to say he did this for our marriage. This was all about him. He had no care about the fact that I had been extremely humiliated at the wedding. He just kept ignoring me and walking away when I tried to explain my feelings to him. And that entire day, he would avoid this topic and started to tell me to just get over it since it's done and dusted. But I just couldn't get over this. I told him that I would leave and stay with someone else if he wasn't going to take me seriously and give me a serious explanation about why he did what he did. My husband is now saying that I'm overreacting and making a big deal out of things. He told me he doesn't want to talk about his old feelings and bring them up now that he has put everything behind him, but I haven't been able to accept it. I want to know why he did it, and I have been questioning my marriage over this. However, my husband keeps saying that I'm making a big deal and fighting with him for no reason. I'm starting to think that I'm going crazy. I'm extremely alone right now and would really appreciate some outside opinion. AITA, do I deserve answers, or should I just forget what happened and move on, hoping that it won't affect my marriage? Edit. Making this edit to include some details and to drive away some misconceptions. I kept telling you guys in the post that I didn't know whose wedding we were going to. He did name her, but he used a different name. I think that's the pet name he had for her when they were together. I wasn't told that I would be going to my husband's ex's wedding. If I had actually known that he was going to take me to her wedding, I wouldn't have agreed to go. I did have some suspicions about whose wedding we were attending, since no one we knew was going to this wedding. Also, my husband said that his friend couldn't come to our wedding because she was busy preparing for her own wedding. Franco had actually included his friend in his guest list, so we knew that the woman would be a part of the wedding. It was only the last moment that Franco informed us that his friend had an emergency appointment to fix her dress that day, so she wasn't going to make it to our wedding. I was a little skeptical about why he was so desperate to attend his friend's wedding when his friend didn't even attend ours, but Franco kept telling me that this friend was important and like family, so he was just going to forgive her this once. I know that I should have put my foot down and told him that I'm not attending a wedding just 2 days after having my own. I didn't want to upset Franco, and he kept insisting that this friend is important to him. So I just went along with what he said. I feel very stupid that I did it. No one in their right mind would have done this in my place. Also, contrary to what you guys think, my husband has never really talked about missing Grace or wanting to get back with her. He did make comments about how he was annoyed that his last relationship ended on a sour note and had hoped that he could show Grace that he was better off without her. I don't know why he's so obsessed with someone who blatantly cheated on him and left him for someone else. He should have gotten over his bitterness by now, but he hasn't. Maybe you guys are right in telling me to dig deeper because this is not making sense anymore. I'm going to have a long chat with my husband as soon as possible. I will also have to make some hard decisions and will make an update once I do. Update 1. I'm now sure that I am NTA. I've been going crazy for the past few days, wondering if I should keep pressing the issue or just move on and hope for the best. My husband is avoiding me like the plague whenever I bring up this topic. At other times, he's acting all lovey-dovey and even talking about how excited he is to go on our little honeymoon. I haven't been engaging with him much, and when I do talk to him, I bring up the wedding. Franco, of course, dodges the questions and leaves the room. I'm still sleeping in the guest bedroom, no matter how many times Franco begs me to come back to the master bedroom. I just can't stand to be close to him for now. I've read all your comments and thought about what you guys said to me. I'm now rethinking the entire relationship, especially my own wedding. Most of you think that he married me in haste to one-up me with the ex and make her regret marrying someone else. I have spent a lot of time worrying about this and have come to a very difficult realization. You guys may be right about this assumption. When Franco and I had first gotten together, he had told me in clear terms that he wasn't interested in getting married anytime soon. He told me that he was scared of getting married and settling down after his long-term girlfriend cheated on him. I understood his concerns and assured him that I would wait. I loved this man so much that I was even willing to be with him without a proper wedding. After a few years, I was almost convinced that we wouldn't get married. It was a sad feeling, but I accepted it anyway. Then Franco suddenly proposed and told me that we should do a court wedding so that we don't have to wait for a long time to plan everything. Frankly speaking, I wanted a proper wedding, but was happy about a court wedding too, since even this was out of my expectations at that point. He set the wedding date according to his choice and planned everything except the dinner we had later. I have realized that he may have orchestrated this entire thing just for Grace. I don't even think that he wanted to get married to me. He just wanted to show Grace that she had made a big mistake by cheating on him and leaving him. I still don't get it though. It's been over 3 years already. I don't know why he wasn't able to get over Grace. They haven't even been in contact. It's bizarre that Franco would hold on to this for so long. I guess he's lying about his true feelings for Grace. I'm now starting to think that he still loves his ex. And I was just a placeholder. God, I just don't know why this happened to me and what I did to deserve this. I should have listened to my friends when they told me that Franco's sudden eagerness for marriage was extremely suspicious. They had been against our relationship because they knew we had different goals in mind related to marriage. I wish I had listened to them and at least questioned my relationship once. Maybe then I wouldn't be in this mess. I told you guys in the original post that I am very lonely. Well, it's not like I don't have friends. I haven't told them yet about this fiasco because I don't want them to judge me. I'm already very ashamed and embarrassed about this, but maybe I should open up to them and tell them what's going on. And as of now, it's looking like I will have to end this marriage and this relationship. Of course, I do plan to give Franco a chance to properly explain himself and offer the option of therapy, if he can give a decent explanation for what he did. But I am starting to think that it's a moot point now. Update 2. Hi guys, I came back with a different update than you guys would have liked. I've been trying to talk to my husband about this entire thing, but with no luck. I couldn't even tell him about therapy or give him an ultimatum. He just straight up refused to talk to me and left the room whenever I tried talking to him about what happened. It's been days already, and I am really becoming tired of his behavior. I'm still confused about what to do. Then this morning, I got a text from one of Franco's friends. She told me that Grace asked for my phone number and has been wanting to talk to me. The friend also said that Grace told her what Franco had done, but she hasn't told anyone else. The friend also literally agreed that what Franco did wasn't okay. I was so relieved to hear that even his own friend thought he was wrong. The friend sounded really concerned and told me that I should talk to Grace because she had something important to say. I admit that I was reluctant to talk to her, but the friend's words made me reconsider. I told her to give Grace my phone number and waited for her to reach out. I didn't know what she wanted to tell me. I still don't, to be honest. She asked me to meet up with her because she has something to show me and tell me about Franco. That immediately put me on edge. After thinking for a while, I agreed to meet with her. Since Franco is unwilling to talk to me about things, I need to find out more from someone else. Grace would be the perfect person for that. I also intend to apologize to her about what happened at the wedding because I'm pretty sure we ruined her entire day. Yes, it wasn't my fault and I was unaware, but she doesn't know that. I want to apologize to her and set things right. I have nothing against this woman anyway. Also, you guys don't have to worry about me. I have already told my friends what happened and they have been really supportive. In fact, they're being more supportive than I deserve. One of them will be accompanying me to meet Grace just to make sure nothing bad happens. He will sit at another table and won't be part of the conversation though. I'm going to meet Grace tomorrow. I feel really nervous and panicked. Franco doesn't know any of this. None of his or my friends have reached out to him yet. He's acting just like he has been for the past few days. To be honest, I'm starting to sort of resent him. Maybe it is the end for us after all. Update 3. I just left the house and moved in with my friend. I'm not alone and have been getting a lot of support. Still, I need to vent. I need to tell you guys what I found out. I went to meet Grace this morning. I don't know what I was expecting, but this is beyond anything I had ever imagined. Grace is a lovely woman, and I've been calling her a cheater for no reason. She met up with me because she wanted to tell me the reality about the man I've married. When we sat down to talk, I immediately apologized to her for ruining her wedding. I sort of babbled about not having a clue that it was her wedding and that I would have stopped my husband if I had known. Grace looked at me with understanding and told me that she knew I was fooled into coming. She said that my face was of pure shock when my ex took her name, and she immediately knew that I was kept out of the loop. She assured me that she didn't blame me. She was just there to warn me about my husband in case I didn't know anything. I will forever be grateful for her coming and talking to me. I found out through her that my husband has been harassing and stalking her ever since they had broken up. Franco had refused to let Grace go, no matter how much she tried to keep him away. Threats from the cops kept him away for a while, but he escalated again when she announced her wedding. He had been following her social media using fake accounts. She showed me all the texts and emails my ex had sent her. I'm still having a hard time processing everything. I threw up after reading them all. Franco is obsessed with Grace. He's still in love with her and thinks that Grace should be his. He had lied about Grace cheating on him. It was Franco who had an affair with a colleague. Grace broke up with him despite his begging her not to. So Franco had lied to me about why they had broken up. I was also not aware of the fact that he was actively stalking Grace right up to a month before the wedding. Grace said that she had hoped he had finally left her alone, which is why she didn't warn the wedding venue about him. She regrets it now. Grace also said that she would have preferred not to have any kind of contact with Franco or anyone related to him again, but she had to step in to warn me. She said that she had a bad feeling about the way I was fooled into this and thought that she should do her part in saving someone who may be heading into an abusive marriage. Guys, I can't tell you how grateful I am for her help. I'm still feeling sick after finding out the true extent of Franco's obsession. I took my friend, went home, packed my stuff, and left as soon as possible. Franco is blowing up my phone now and asking me where I am. I haven't replied to him yet. My friends told me that they had all confronted Franco, but he had been acting erratically, so they couldn't get straight answers out of him. They are starting to worry about my safety now, and so am I. I don't know what will happen now. I know that all my love for Franco has been replaced by fear. I don't want to be with this man anymore. I'm cursing the day I decided to get into a relationship with him and marry him. I'm very scared and tense right now. God knows how I'll get out of this mess. Update 4. Hello guys, I'm back after a long time. I will be making up for the delay in posting a fairly long update about what happened. I had been in a really dark place when I wrote the update, and things got worse after some time. So it was necessary for me to isolate myself and concentrate on recovering both mentally and physically. I don't want to scare you guys, so I will tell you that this is a positive update. But it does have mentions of assault, so please avoid reading this if it's triggering for you. Well, what do I say? I already told you guys that I had been assaulted. It happened a week after I left Franco. He had gotten into his head that I was just overreacting about everything and would eventually come home. He kept texting me and telling me to come home because we are married now, so I should be with him. I ignored him and didn't reply because I didn't want to escalate the situation. My friends really came through for me and did everything possible to get me out of the marriage safely. They accompanied me to the lawyer and even sat with me when I broke down in the lawyer's office out of fear. I filed for divorce that day and had to wait for a week to get the papers back. I had my lawyer serve my ex with divorce papers. I was too afraid to meet up with him. My lawyer told me that Franco went absolutely mad when he was served. He started cursing my lawyer, almost attacked him. My lawyer quickly left and called the cops for a welfare check because my ex's aggression had him concerned. The cops, unfortunately, didn't find anything. Meanwhile, I was going crazy thinking about the ways Franco's behavior was worsening. I had been getting some really threatening texts from him. Most of it was along the lines of, "You can't leave me because I won't let you. You married me, so I own you now." And, "You'd better end this nonsense and come home or else you will pay." He wrote some more disturbing stuff that I won't repeat here. I did end up talking to the lawyer about going to the cops and filing for harassment. But before I could do that, Franco got to me. He knew when I was about to rejoin work, I couldn't postpone it because I had already used up my leave due to the weddings. So I didn't have an option but to go. I really hadn't expected Franco to stalk me and wait for me there. That was a complete miscalculation on my part. When I was walking to my car from work, I could feel that something was wrong. I just wanted to get back to my friend's house as soon as possible, so I hurried to my car. Franco was waiting for me behind my car. He grabbed me and tried to basically kidnap me. I tried to fight him while he was dragging me to his car. He basically got fed up with my resistance and just knocked me out cold so that I couldn't protest. God, it feels so robotic when I write it down like this. I don't want any of you guys to ever experience what I did. I still have nightmares about it, but therapy has made me strong enough to talk about it without having a panic attack. So, Franco tried to kidnap me, but basically, someone saw him do this and called the cops. Thankfully, office security also noticed the altercation on the security cameras and rushed to save me. I'm telling you all this after hearing it from other people because I was knocked out cold, so I don't know the exact details. I woke up in the hospital with a nasty concussion and a number of bruises. My friends were informed and they came as fast as possible. The cops took my statement and I pressed charges. Franco was sent to jail, but of course he bailed himself out soon enough. But I was able to get a restraining order against him, so he won't be able to come near me now. I was also able to get my marriage annulled, which has been a great thing for me. I didn't even have to see or interact with Franco as much. He looks really crazy when I saw him, and I tried my best to keep him out of my sight. I had some really horrible days after the attack, but my friends came through for me. I'm actually no contact with my own family because they are abusive. So my friends are my family. Surprisingly, Franco's friends all boycotted him and have been trying to be there for me. Some of them sent gift baskets and dropped by at times with food. Grace, too, has sent a gift basket for me. She has offered to provide proof of Franco's stalking to the cops so that we could press for him to be at least placed in a mental health facility. That case is ongoing, but it looks like Franco will be serving jail for at least a few months. Now, before you guys worry about me, I've taken up self-defense lessons and also moved out and got myself a new place. My apartment is above one of my friend's apartments, so I won't be completely alone. Plus, living in an apartment is much safer than being in a house. This one even has good security. You can bet your butt that I gave him my ex's picture and told him all about the restraining order and assault. The neighbors are nice too and offered to keep an eye out. I had been living in fear for the first 3 months, but now I'm doing much better. I plan to leave that part of my life behind as soon as the case is closed. So this is going to be my last update here. Thank you so much for leaving so many kind comments. I really appreciate the help because I needed it at that time. You guys are the best. Stay tuned for more stories from Our Girl Relationships.